Last week, we brought you poker's greatest victory.
Oh, my God!
With sports' biggest payday. Jamie Gold took home $12 million and the most coveted prize in poker. But there is still so much poker to be played and 41 more bracelets to be won.
If it wasn't for the bracelets, I wouldn't be playing.
Bracelets worth everything. This is the holy grail. This is what people want.
It's like a Super Bowl ring. You're a world champ.
Once you win a bracelet, it goes down in the record books, and nothing could ever take that away from you.
It is all about the bracelet.
I've been waiting for this. Finally.
Your measure as a poker player is defined by how many you have and then what events they were in.
Johnny Chan is #1 in World Series history. It's what makes a legend. There it is. Doyle's done it. It's the one true measure of poker greatness. The quest for poker's most coveted prize. The battle for the bracelets begins now. Welcome once again to the World Series of Poker presented by Milwaukee's Best Light. The Rio Poker Room at the start of this tournament was once again filled to capacity with amateurs and pros alike who came out in record numbers trying to capture the elusive bracelet. Some were looking for their first. Others, like 5-time winner Phil Ivey, 6-time winner TJ Cloutier, and 7-time winner Eric Seidel were looking to add to their impressive cash. And then there's Phil Hellmuth hoping to join Johnny Chan and Doyle Brunson in the 10 Bracelet Club. But their quest for the bracelet will have to wait for now because tonight, 9 others remain to challenge for this $1,500 no-limit championship, $750,000 in cash, and the coveted gold bracelet.
Hello, everybody. I'm Lon McCarron. He's Norman Chad. The bracelet events kicked off with what may seem to be a pedestrian field of 2,776. But don't be fooled. Outside the main event, this is the largest starting field in poker history.
These huge tournaments feel more and more like amateur hour, but the game's best still managed to rise in bracelet events. And at this final table, the game's best is represented by Carlos Mortensen. Mortensen, looking for his 3rd World Series bracelet, was the last pro to win the main event in 2001.
Carlos Mortensen is in quest of his 3rd World Series bracelet. This 34-year-old won a limit hold'em event in 2003. Brent Roberts turned 21 years old less than a month ago, could become the youngest World Series bracelet winner in history.
There's our chip leader, Brandon Cantu, a 25-year-old retired skycap. Skycapping, Lon, is a young man's game.
Well, besides 8th place Carlos Mortensen, 2 other seasoned pros at this final table. In 7th place, Ron Stanley, and in 4th place, Don Zuwin. Drew Rubin is the short stack. Action underway. Brent Roberts on the Milwaukee's Best Like pocket cam. Queen 3 go into the muck. On to Carlos Mortensen. Ace Queen of hearts.
Carlos says he used to be much more aggressive, but with these big fields, he's learned to sit and wait.
Well, he's not going to wait now. He's going to push all in with his final 254,000 chips.
Carlos deciding he can't wait any longer for others to make a mistake. He's plunging ahead.
Everyone except this guy, Drew Rubin, has Mortensen covered. This is a 38-year-old amateur player from Hollywood, Florida. He is a clinical psychologist. Dr. Drew has pocket jacks.
Dr. Drew wears a baseball cap forward and one backward at the same time, so he's got himself covered. Mortensen is an elite player, but when you push in with ace-queen, you don't want anybody to call.
I call.
But Dr. Drew does make the call. 2 other players to act behind. Don Zuwin folds. Lee Padilla could put them both at risk if he plays, but he will fold. So it will be Mortensen and Rubin going to the flop. Rubin all in. His cheering section includes his mother-in-law Sally on the left and her sister Joy on the right.
His mother-in-law? That can't be good luck.
So Rubin's jacks leads Mortensen's ace-queen. To the flop we go. 8, 9, 6. No hearts. Pretty bleak for Mortensen.
Rubin is all in, but Mortensen is in for most of his chips. His mother-in-law, huh?
Yeah.
Not a good idea.
All right, so Rubin's good through the flop. Mortensen in danger of losing a lot of chips.
Let's go, amigo.
That's poker pro Eric Lindgren in the back right, part of Carlos Mortensen's cheering section. Carlos needs help on the turn. And he does get some help. The 7 puts a straight draw on the board.
Well, now if a 5 came on the river, we'd have a 9-high straight on the board, and they would split the pot. Otherwise, Mortensen needs an ace or a queen to knock out Rubin.
Now the river card. It's a deuce, and Drew Rubin survives. His cheering section loves that. He doubles up through Carlos Mortensen. Mortensen in trouble right now, left with just 67,000 chips. And Drew Rubin jumped from the bottom of the pack to the middle. He now has 431,000.
Carlos came to the U.S. in 1997 looking to conquer new territory. When he was in Spain, he bled all the money out of every game he played.
Carlos was actually in very good shape late in this tournament with about 22 players, well over 600,000 chips. But he says a key mistake lost him half his stack, and now he's lost most of his chips in that last hand. So Carlos Mortensen, the 2001 main event champ, needs to get back on track. He's got pocket fours. And Carlos is going to move all in.
I know the pros now measure themselves on the amount of bracelets they win, but it's really no easy task. We're still talking 2,700 players, a lot of potholes you've got to avoid.
There's Mark Lee, a 31-year-old cash game player from Los Angeles with Queen 9. Mark is one of 6 World Series rookies at this final table, and he is going to make the call of Mortensen's all-in. So the 2001 main event champ putting his tournament life on the line with a small pocket pair.
Good luck, Carlos.
About me. Mark. Good luck, Mark.
Mortensen needs to avoid bad luck here. He's ahead and all in.
Here's our flop. King 10-5. Mortensen's fours are still best, but Lee's got a straight draw.
Mortensen just lost a race to Rubin. If he loses another race here, he is gone from this tournament.
So the 2001 main event champ Carlos Mortensen had high hopes of winning his 3rd bracelet tonight, and now he's just looking to hang on. Now the turn card is a queen, and Lee takes the lead with a pair of queens.
Mortensen sees the grim news, and now the 2001 world champ will need a 4 or he is out.
And now the river card. It is a 7, and that's going to do it for Carlos Mortensen. He is gone.
Bang, bang, and Carlos is gone in a heartbeat.
Mortensen will take 9th place and almost $72,000, but I'm sure he's disappointed in his performance tonight.
Drew Rubin took most of Carlos Mortensen's chips, then Mark Lee took the rest of them.
So a good boost of the chances for Mark Lee, but Carlos Mortensen will make his way to the rail.
That's why there's so many more events left this year.
He was a favorite tonight, but Carlos will have to wait for his 3rd bracelet.
The 2006 World Series of Poker is presented by Milwaukee's Best Light, brewed for a man's taste, Miller Brewing Company, and in part by Harrah's Entertainment, home of the world's richest poker tournament, and ParadisePoker.net, home of the free $1 Million Poker Tournament. The World Series of Poker Tournament Summary.
The World Series is where the record book of poker is written. It's where amazing accomplishments.
Eric Froelich is the youngest bracelet winner ever.
Meet improbable runs.
Mark Safe does it, winning back-to-back.
And where the milestones of the game are set.
10 bracelets for Doyle Brunson.
And it's also where one player separates himself from the rest of the field by becoming the World Series Player of the Year.
You have to be a player that can play all the games, play them all well, and do well for an entire month.
My turn.
In 2004, Daniel Negreanu bet, bluffed, and talked his way to becoming Player of the Year.
Yes!
Player of the Year is, I think, more meaningful than any single tournament.
In 2005, Alan Cunningham won a bracelet and over $1 million to propel himself to the title.
Shovel up and deal.
Who will be the most consistent?
I call.
Who will be the best? Who will be the 2006 World Series of Poker